Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we are back to Hearthstone. So, we got an interesting coincidence there where we got the intro after Whisper of the Old Gods when I first launched it. The Tavern Innkeeper says something and this time he said forget what frightens you. Which is kind of interesting because we're on September 30th today as of my recording, and that means that we are about into Halloween. Let's see, we need to trade this one out. I got another play with friends. It seems like it's just happening more and more. Like, play with your friends, play with your friends. Do I have anything that overlaps here? No, so I need like Paladin or Warrior. Tavern Brawl to start off with. New Tavern Brawl, what is this one? Boombot versus Annoyatron. Two epic robots face off, sparks will fly, oil will flow, help decide who reigns supreme. So I don't get a choice on the character I'm playing as. Great. So, there's been an update announcement about more cards getting nerfed. And I put a video out. And I wanted to talk about that more than anything to begin with. It got about 117 views, and that seems a little low by my standards. Still way more videos than any of my other series. I am steadily getting up subscribers. So instead of saying their name, they just played their intro sound there. Interesting. I'm up to 95 subscribers. On Facebook, I've started following a group of other video game people, and I saw somebody else with a YouTube game, and I went and watched their things. And they'd been doing it since 2011, and they have like 195 subscribers, but they've done ridiculously few videos, and it's really short. So
job's done.
Obviously that person hasn't actively been putting up videos there. But it is nice to look at a comparison and not just compare yourself to PewDiePie, not just compare yourself to the huge people that I watch, because of course those people are going to have a ridiculous amount of things. Give your lowest attack thing a divine shield and taunt. Interesting. But that comparison also is kind of a pointless comparison to have, because all that means is that I'm doing a little better than somebody who's doing a lot worse, and it still doesn't mean I'm doing very good. At 95 subscribers, almost 150,000 views, I'm proud of the progress we've made in 2 years, certainly, but it's not jump out of the gate out of like success. Speaking of which, jump out of success that was handed to Geek and Sundry and Nerdist has once again been disloyalty, which honestly I can't really blame somebody on YouTube for being disloyal to YouTube, since they're practically an insane company with their strange turns of viewers and such. But Lionsgate Productions, I believe, is the parent company of Geek and Sundry and Nerdist. I could be wrong about that, but they're releasing this new alpha side thing that they're trying to push traffic to. That they've already moved to Twitch for a lot of stuff. They've also severely reduced what they were actually producing, and most of the shows on Geek and Sundry in particular were not shows, are like brand new things that aren't really set to succeed.
Job's Job done.
So yeah, there's some definite. This is inherently the problem with YouTube promoting anybody, though. I would love, if I was ever big enough to deserve to give a presentation, I would love to make a presentation and go, PewDiePie, Will Wheaton, Geek and Sundry, Nerdist, over and over, like, if I did any research whatsoever, I could just make a huge list of their top videos that YouTube creators, YouTube themselves have retweeted, YouTube Gaming, all of them have promoted and spent time and money to make look.
Let's get physical.
To make them have more viewership. I could make a list of 100 people, I'm sure, and then I'd just say, YouTube, what does all these people have in common? And I'll say two things. You've promoted them, and they've gone to Twitch, they've gone to Patreon instead of getting donations to YouTube's own donations. They've gone to their own websites, they've gone to Tidal, and then I could make a whole second list of, like, WB, Vimeo, Sony Music. What do all these people have that you've let them have tons of views on your channel? And what have they done? They've sued you. They've constantly fought with you, sued you, and given you false copyright claims, like non-stop. So why do they get in bedfellows with people that they kind of should know are going to not be good business partners with them? And that's really the truth of it, is YouTube should just be a democratic system, not like YouTube Heroes, where you can democratically ensure everybody gets kicked off YouTube, but it should just be an equal playing field, and they should say, we don't care who we're in, we're just this dumb pipe, to use the phrase, and in that dumb pipe we're going to allow everybody to stream, we're going to take our ad revenue from it, we're going to be happy about that, and they can't right now be happy about that because they're not making enough money. But if you start getting into places that are run by Lions, like production companies like Lionsgate, they're going to run it like a TV channel. They're going to run it like a production company that's going to want thousands of dollars of income that, on every video, which is more than you're probably going to get. Otherwise, they're going to cancel it. And so, YouTube can't be cable television. Nothing can be cable television, because cable television is dying. Yeah, I'm gonna lose. Alright, so I think I've ranted about that one a couple times. But I wanted to get back to my video. It does feel, and see, YouTube swears up and down this isn't true. They specifically say downvotes don't mean anything. Their engagement, their count the same way. But it really, really feels like if 2 people downvote my video, then that video stops getting put in front of me. Could also just be a timing issue. It certainly could. But I don't know. I could have, maybe I just didn't get the video out fast enough. But it really does feel like there might be a correlation there. But correlation doesn't mean causation, if I remember the phrase correctly. Yeah, it may very well not be it. Now, I am a little upset with my high... ooh, good. We don't have to do this tavern brawl. I'll take that victory. This certainly wasn't a tavern brawl I was looking forward to playing. Anyways... That really is just trying to convince half the players to play more mech cards, which makes no sense since they're working their way towards banning mech cards and playing boombot cards, whatever those would be. So we get another pack, and I bet all 5 of those cards are there. So I looked at other people. Ooh, 9 cards. I have 9 cards to disengage. I must have opened another pack somewhere. Yeah. Hopefully I did it on the screen. So, like, to talk about the update video, I really didn't do the best job, nor did I really intend to do the best job. We're now gonna play, I suppose, as a paladin or warrior. I suppose today is also our last day for ranked, so let's see if maybe we can win something here. Standard paladin, run in there. Because all I could do without spending extra effort, which I'm trying to spend the least amount of effort on Hearthstone completely. Hearthstone is the time suck of this channel. If it weren't for the announcement videos getting any views, I would just abandon it for something else. The Gwent card game is getting in beta right now. That is a consideration. It's a much simpler game though, so I don't know if I'd really feel happy moving to that. Oh, this is a dragon deck. This isn't gonna work well. But I don't know what else to go to. I think I'd probably have as much trouble, if not more, playing Magic the Gathering online. And there's really no Yu-Gi-Oh! Online that I'm interested in. Let's see. I'll take the legendary, I guess. I guess that means I have a dragon in my hand from now for the rest of the time. So all I was doing is showing the videos. I think I dropped the ball by not better emphasizing it was just my first impression, and it's my opinion as far as how I feel about the game, because there was like a couple commentators, and I was glad to get 10 comments on that video. I would have hoped the 10 comments would have promoted the interaction some more, but most of the comments were between, I think, 2 people. So I would suspect maybe YouTube says, well, you got 10 comments, but that was between just those 2.
For justice!
What does this thing do? It heals them.
Protect the flight.
So I might want to get rid of that guy.
Job's done.
But they're talking about the meta game. The first thing I said is, oh boy, are they going to add updates like every month now? And that is a huge concern for me. It seems like, from my perspective, that modifying, and in particular, they're only nerfing the cards every month. Seems like just becoming, you would make the game incredibly fiddly, and nobody's ever going to be satisfied with anything you do, or they're never going to be satisfied with the card they make, and they're just going to continuously change it.
Protect the flight.
Now there is some element that they don't have to fiddle with some cards that are just going to get banned from standard after a while, but they're still going to, it feels like, nerf all the common classic cards over and over again. And I just don't want to see cards changing every month. It's already a lot of work doing quests every 3 days. It's already a lot of work doing ranked play every month. Do they need to add even more work by making me follow every single update, so I have to relearn cards that I may have learned, some of which I probably wouldn't have learned. For instance, the biggest card they changed was Yogg-Saron, and I haven't played that card. It looked like a legendary 10 mana card that would only be played at very late game. I don't particularly build decks for late game. It also is certainly worth pointing out that I build decks without going and looking at what the top meta decks are. I don't particularly have an interest in that and probably don't have the cards. If I did just become yet another person that just built the top meta decks and tried to win that way, then what is that different in my gameplay style? Plus, I'm not studying this. Even Crippen has said this exact same thing. There are people there that find out what the top deck is after any changes and play it non-stop to get up in the legendary. And legendary is so wild that if you don't play every single day, well, it's not. It is sometimes legendary is really wild, but it is so crazy if you don't play every day. You will jump from being like number 1 legendary to number 500 legendary, and so I'm certainly not to that, since I'm at rank 20 right now, and I don't have the cards for that. I don't think most players that have been playing as long as me, or even players that have been playing as long as Hearthstone has come out, if they haven't played, we'll go and accept that friend request. He's going to start talking, watch. Well, you're going to end up on YouTube if you start talking. I guess I shouldn't accept friend request, because he's probably going to say something dumb. We don't get a lot of trash talk though in Hearthstone. I've never had anybody say they slept with my mother or anything. But here's Yogg-Saron here. It's like I didn't really know what it does, and the nerf they're doing to it didn't really make sense. It's basically doing the same thing, except for it just stops if it dies or gets returned to the hand. Now it will continue right now. If I played this, it would cast a random spell for each spell that you cast in the game, and I thought it cast the exact spell of the spells you cast in the game, which honestly that sounds like a more fun way to play a card like this, is to be playing this strategy all the way to the 10th turn. Here we've got this Yogg-Saron counter that I thought I turned this off, but I don't even know if the Hearthstone deck tracker app is viewable. That thing is so fiddly now, it's kind of ridiculous. But so yeah, I needed to in my video explain. Look, this is my experience of playing very low level. Another person comes in here and said it sounds like you're not a very good player, and I go, honestly, for as long as I've been playing it, I'm not. I don't feel like I'm a very good player at Hearthstone, and I have to 100% blame that on Hearthstone, because I've been playing for 2 years and they've done very little to train new players to be better players. Often I will lose and it just feels like it's random. It feels like he just had better cards. I have almost never been able to pinpoint the 1 mistake, the 2 mistakes, the 3 mistakes that I made. Like, why am I losing right now? I have no idea. No clue. I'm trying to play the cards I have, and I just can't for the life of me figure out why I'm about to lose the game.
Well played.
Let's see. So that's 7 damage. All he needs to do is 1 more damage, and he's 1. On the 6th turn.
The Frost Wolves stand ready.
Maybe he can't do it. No. Nope. He had exactly enough. And so there's my well played. And that's a shame because I was hoping to actually maybe get a winning streak there on that. But whatever. Let's see. Let's move on to the warrior because I just realized the paladin is at level 60, so I'm not even making progress there. And so, yeah, the person said, came back and said, well, yeah, for average players, it sucks to play Hearthstone. It really does. They're so obsessed about the top legendary people because they're so vocal, because they've got the Twitch streams and they do all of this, that I don't think they're getting the right feedback from low-level Hearthstone people. People that played it for 5 minutes and didn't even get that far into it. There's a huge barrier to even play ranked. Like my cell phone login that I only play when I get the play with a friend thing has like 10 packs of cards I haven't bothered to ever open. It has not unlocked all the basic cards, so it can't do tavern brawls, it can't do ranked play. All it can do is standard solo play against my regular thing. So I give it 80 gold and I get 80 gold every time, and I let my other cell phone game win. Sadly, I don't have unlimited data on my cell phone, nor am I out and about for long periods of time where it would make sense to play Hearthstone on the cell phone. I don't have a commute or anything, otherwise that account would be higher, but as it is, I've had that account for 6 months and I still couldn't play rank play on it. And there's a lot of stuff you have to do in that first section. And even ignoring the setup people, which you shouldn't. You should be able to just jump in there with some random cards immediately. Maybe new players should just get like unlimited arena runs. No money. Like no money, no reward arena runs. Why not? Why not introduce that for new players and regular players? I'd be fine with doing arena runs every now and then for no reward, no entry fee. Just hop in there, let me pick random cards that I don't have. But of course that would get right in the way of what they're trying to do, which is to push people to spend money. Hearthstone is incredibly greedy, which is very odd because considering Blizzard in at least its original days wasn't very greedy at all. They didn't sell a bunch of DLC on StarCraft 2 when they probably could have. They did sell expansion packs, but they were usually substantial expansions. So I guess that was DLC. But it wasn't until Diablo 3 and the auction house idea came about. It wasn't really until Activision became a partner with Blizzard, owner of Blizzard, did things start going in this different direction of trying to rip off the players.
Who you want me to
And Heroes of the Storm, I think there's a bunch of microtransactions in it. Overwatch has a bunch of transactions in it. Might have a bunch of microtransitions in it too, but that doesn't matter. So, and then the final thing on the video is I said personally, like playing as the Shaman is one of the hardest classes to win with, so I didn't understand why they were dwarfing, they were debuffing Shaman class again. And somebody comes back, well, it's one of the most easiest decks to play with, and I'm like, it's not for me. That's not my experience. I try to build the totem decks and all of that, and it just doesn't work. I think it clearly might be an example of statistics are getting driven by the fact that there are a bunch of...
You win this.
Oh, oops. Well, I'll take that victory. Sitting here thinking and apparently... I wish that would happen a lot more. I wish people would just get irritated and quit. But you can't make any progress doing that. You really can't. I've wasted entire days sitting there like tired, exhausted, not really wanting to play Hearthstone, just saying, let me just start a game and not do anything and see if they'll get irritated. Started on casual. Surely, if somebody's playing casual, they will not want to waste their time. Absolutely not true. People will sit there and power through those things all the time. So you can't even annoy things to get up there. And my goals aren't really that lofty.
Fellow seeker of truth.
So
The legions I command.
maybe I just next time there is a reshuffle, maybe I do just pick the top tier things and see what it is. Maybe I just should go look at whatever website, Card Stats website it is, and say, you know what, I'm just gonna build the legendary decks and see how that works, because I think it will be a hilarious comedy of errors. I still think I'd probably lack some ability to pull off the victories that those decks are for, and because I don't know the strategies that they're trying to teach. This guy's doing a lot of board clearing here. Anyway, so let's just move on from that video. It's just I wish I was a better articulator. I went and watched like Trump's famous Hearthstone players coverage of the updates. Of course, he's got thousands and thousands of more views than me, but he has also thousands of upvotes and like 69 downvotes, and that's really what I would like to see improved. Is I would like to see why or how I could increase the like ratio on my views. It's like get more people to say they actually like this, and how can I improve my videos so they are likable is the better way to look at that, because that's the way it's going to go. And that's, I guess, my next goal. Even though views is always the ultimate goal. Anyways, I've been talking about the same video for an entire episode now. Let's go through some of the quick ones here. No Man's Sky is at the moment being investigated by, I believe, the British advertising board, maybe one of many British advertising boards for false advertising. In particular, what the Steam page shows as a trailer and the screenshots on the Steam page. And I think in America, we love our corporations way too much. America, United States. False advertising things are pretty difficult to prove.
Do you have the artifact?
Because there's a lot of weaselness and weasel words you can do there. Somewhere in the Steam agreement that we probably all agreed to, there's very possibly something that says all the advertisements is not guaranteed to be the final product and things like that. I think any of those things could easily actually be the case. So I could very easily see that that goes nowhere. But they have obviously received a lot of complaints about No Man's Skies. The way it still advertises itself. The creators have gone silent. I heavily suspect that there has been a complete breakdown of the work-life relationship between the No Man's Sky creators and a lot of the people that worked with them, like the publishers and Sony and all that.
Start running.
So,
done. Marvelous.
So yeah, I suspect that lawsuits are pending and things are going to happen. Again, try not to talk about. It's fraud, false invest. I wrote fraud, but I think it was actually false advertising. Slightly different thing.
Behold the armies of Stormwind.
A Portal movie is expected, according to J.J. Abrams. J.J. Abrams is meeting with Valve. Valve has gotten a lot of offers to make Portal movies, although when you're talking a big, like here's Yogg-Saron. So, for every spell this guy's cast, it's going to cast a random spell, and we'll see how that works for him. And if he managed to send this guy back to the hand, he should stop right then. But it doesn't stop. It continues right now. So all these spells right now
Sign up today.
would have not been cast.
Behold the armies of Stormwind.
But I could imagine a good Portal movie happening, but I'm not holding my breath on it either. It seems like
Time for a lesson.
part of the
Insolent pup.
one of the things about Portal is the interaction and the fact that you're doing these things. If you're killing the companion, if you're watching someone else destroy a companion cube, there he goes again. Now, of course, he could just hit himself with his spells or run out of cards. But don't really have to worry too much about it. I can see that there's still a problem with Yogg-Saron as a card, because if he manages to continuously send Yogg-Saron back to his own hand, then it will consistently run into problems of you could just run him like on the 10th, 11th, 12th turn, 13th turn.
My hand is
just
full.
continuously do all of that, and eventually somebody's gonna die. But yeah, I don't know particularly if the Portal movie is a good idea now. It seems like it could be done very poorly. And I'm not sure I want to see the same story that we've already seen.
Thank you.
Start running.
I wonder what these spells are.
Marvelous.
So, yeah. mean, even if you... I would say the Portal story would probably be a character that GLaDOS harassed before, so kind of maybe the Rat Man or something. Something like that.
Marvelous.
All realities, all dimensions are known to me.
And that way you're not dealing with Chell. If you give a voice to Chell, half the people in the theaters are going to be very unhappy about that. Portal itself is a very hardcore related thing. That's why when we had that student project YouTube video of it, it was mostly just people running around jumping through portals. And see, so it's going to become this action-oriented thing, probably to the point where people forget the story, or forget to put the story in it, which could be a problem. Certainly, so... much like the Assassin's Creed movie,
You want it?
the storylines of video games are always kind of ridiculous. The video games in themselves are inherently a medium to display ridiculous tales. Having just finished BioShock 1 Remastered and the main story BioShock 2 Remastered, completely insane, ridiculous tales being told there. If you try to take BioShock 1, just for example, of Andrew Ryan and all of that and put it together, it's going to be very, very unbelievable. This is taking a little bit longer. And frankly, if you did BioShock 1, you're almost inherently just making a stylized version of Atlas Shrugged, because that's all BioShock 1 kind of is. It's Atlas Shrugged, or what happens the next step after Atlas Shrugged. And certainly you can see in BioShock 1 they would just turn that into a horror movie and drop all of the craziness. And the Would You Kindly stuff, spoiler alert. Why do I always say spoiler alert after I spoil it? All that stuff really wouldn't work too great, since so many people already know it. I played the coin there to see if there was another counter spell, which technically I guess there couldn't have been. So this card, Reno Jackson, would have worked no matter what, because all his cards remaining are legendary cards, which means also I'm probably going to lose.
Who knows what secrets will uncover?
Yeah, if you tried to do BioShock 2, it would be even worse.
I can wait and fish all day.
I felt the story they tried was pretty weak in BioShock 2. About halfway through the game, you can no longer say Sophia Lamb is legitimately and honestly attempting to create a socialist society as much as she is completely just trying to create a cult. And it really just gets down the cult level. Clear house there. So her idea of a utopian is ridiculous, and her idea of utopia is ridiculous. It's kind of even sad because I got the good ending that kept her alive. Spoiler alert again, too late. And I don't know what they can do with her. Really, she already tried to kill her own daughter. Spoiler alert again, too late. I'm gonna keep doing it. Watch, I'm about to lose. This one can't detect healers. I guess that's one benefit. And he is gonna run out of cards here pretty soon.
Put your faith in the light.
So if I could just convince him to draw several cards. See, why he's not attacking my face seems a little bit. Minions can't be reduced to 0. This health, this one turn. Draw a card. I'll go and card. See, we really are going to come down to the exact middle.
I'm almost out of cards.
He's got one more card, and then will my 16 plus 28 survive against his 13? We're going a little long. I have a full list of other things to talk about, but I don't really want to start another thing. I mean, I guess I could talk about the Beyond Good and Evil 2 concept art has been released. I heavily doubt that game is going to get released. I feel like Beyond Good and Evil 2 is just the next, what it was. It's not called Shadow of the Colossus. It's let's see, what was the name of it?
Back to work.
It's not Shadow of the Colossus. It's the new one, which is that Eco? No, or something Guardian. Yeah, the Sony game with the big ferret-looking creature that reports are now coming in. It doesn't play very well, and it looks like a really old game because it's been delayed over and over again, and was recently delayed again. I suspect Beyond Good and Evil 2 is the same thing. It's delayed. It's a concept in somebody's head. I don't know if there's any actual work on it at all. It's just something that's used. It's the next Duke Nukem Forever type thing. I got 6 health left, so I think that's probably a good place to just focus on this game and let him win.
For a lot of blood.
Yeah, he's out of cards, so if you do 2. See if this guy triggered, or if he cast a spell or something. Nope. Not a bad recording, if I don't say so myself. I'm not getting anywhere on the ranks, but we did make a good amount of progress on the beatdown quest. We got 2 out of 5 victories there. Got the Tavern Brawl done, so pretty good, I say. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. All of that helps out. If you want to support me further, you can click on my name, Rydo. On the right is a blue button that says support this channel. Click it, make a donation. And if you want a friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.